Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome to the stage of Webit Festival the Deputy Mayor of Sofia Municipality, responsible for finance and municipal healthcare, Mr. Doncho Barbalov. And off record, the person who actually digitized this beautiful city. Thank you so much, Mr. Barbalov, for joining. This is your clicker.
I actually don't need it. But thank you, everybody. It's a great event. It's great to be here. I think this Webit Festival will be long remembered by everybody who participated, and hopefully it will be one of the many which Sofia is going to host. But let's try to link cities and digital transformation in one presentation or in one statement. A few years ago, maybe this was not possible to speak about cities and digital industry and information technologies, but in the last years there are a lot of new developments in this area. And Sofia, as you know, the city is developing very fast, and one of the reasons for this development is exactly the new digital technologies which happen and are being developed in Sofia. And this is one of the reasons which make us strongly believe that we can claim that Sofia is the digital capital of the new markets. But let's discuss some of the things which were mentioned this morning. One of the things which are very clear as a trend for Sofia, this is the development of the IT business process outsourcing. Many companies now find Sofia is a good place to develop their business, and many of these companies are IT companies or digital industry companies. I can give just two examples. One is SAP Labs in Bulgaria, which were founded in 2002. And in the moment in Sofia, we have more than 600 professionals working on software development. Also, another company which is a very good example of making benefit from Sofia is a good place for doing business. This is Hewlett Packard. They opened their office in Sofia in 1998, and in 2006 they created their global center for services for Europe, Middle East and Africa. And in this center, at the moment, more than 4,000 people are employed. So as you can see, many of the most established companies already are here and are doing very good business. But in the last few years, there is another very interesting trend, and one of my colleagues will later present and will expand more on this. But these are funds who develop startup companies, and I should mention two initiatives. One is 11 Accelerator, and the second one is Launch Hub. With total capital of around 21 million euro, they already helped more than 40 startup companies. And these two funds are based in Sofia, which is great. But let's look into future a little bit. In the last few years, there is a tendency and there is a very clear development in the role and the size of the big cities. More and more people come to live here, which demands more from the infrastructure of the city, demands for more services to be provided. And this is a big challenge for us, and we have to respond. Sofia, as a leader in Bulgaria in this area, is doing many things in parallel, but let me mention the way we are approaching the problem. One is we have a very clear strategy. Second important area of our work is education, and I will develop later why education is so important. Then we have investor support functions, and of course we are looking for development of new projects in Sofia. But about strategy, Sofia is the first, and for the time being the only city in Bulgaria which has a strategy for intelligent development and innovative strategy for intelligent specialization, as we call it. The government developed such strategy, and so did Sofia. And this was with the strong participation of one of our Sofia NGOs. This is Association for the Development of Sofia, who have a very important role in our work. Then about education, when you talk or when I talk to investors or potential investors, they're very much interested about the workforce, about the specialists, the experts who they can find in a city. And this is what makes Sofia very attractive. Most of the big Bulgarian universities are in Sofia. Many of the best students are also in Sofia, so this gives us a very good advantage by having the skilled workforce who is needed for the new industries. And to support and to expand this, we have in place several consultative councils who are headed by the mayor. We are working very closely with the business. We are also very closely working with universities, and we are trying very hard to bring them together to make science and to make education more practical in what the business may need in terms of skills and background. Another important thing is we try to be innovative, and for example, we are in process of preparing the first hackathon in Sofia, which will take place on the 10th of May. And in this meeting, we're going to have different experts looking into solutions for real problems in education, healthcare, culture, and historical heritage. And this is again one of the initiatives which is done by the Association for Sofia Development. And talking about structures, I should mention two very important structures. One is the association, I mentioned several times. This is a non-profit organization which was established by Sofia municipality, and its main role is to develop new strategies to help promote new ideas. For example, an open data initiative which we have, and I think we are the first municipality in Bulgaria to provide its financial information in open format, which allows analysts, students, scientists, everybody who is interested to look into our numbers, analyze, suggests a way we can improve our work. Another structure which is very important for the future is the investment agency. Investment agency is recently developed a structure because it was built on our privatization agency, and we have great hopes and expectations that it will establish itself as a big supporter for investors in Sofia. And this is an area where we have to work very hard to make not only Sofia, to make Bulgaria competitive on the regional market. And of course, I should mention that Sofia municipality by itself is also a very big innovator. We're trying to promote new technologies. Last year we started several new services where people can access online. We also put in place online payments, online information which people can find about their tax status. As deputy mayor on financial matters, this is very important to me, so people can check their tax obligations to the municipality. Of course, open data, which I already mentioned. But we also have some initiatives which are in progress. We are in process of building a new intelligent system for traffic management. For those who don't come often to Sofia, you see that traffic is very, how to say, hard in Sofia. It takes a lot of time to move around, and we look forward this new system being fully functional, which will speed up the flow of vehicles in the city, and this will be good for the citizens, of course, also for the visitors. Another system which is already in place, and it was mentioned this morning by the mayor, Mrs. Vandakova, this is our system for solid waste management. We put in place a very sophisticated system. As you may know, solid waste is a big problem for our cities. Actually, it's not a problem, it's a challenge. So we have to find solutions, and we found a good solution in Sofia. We have in place an information system. We know every moment where each truck is located. We know how much waste it has collected. We know when it goes to dispose of the waste. So we have very good information, and we can manage all this process on a current basis. And of course, now we have to look into the future, because what we have done so far is more or less, I think, I know it works. So, but we have to look for future. So what we have is a very ambitious plan. We want to promote new financial mechanisms which can help startup companies or companies who need finance to develop their activities. One of the initiatives is a special fund, public-private fund for innovations. We are working very hard on this. We hope to be able to raise some funding in the proximity of 25 million euro. We also want to have in place a startup fund, again, public-private structure, and of course, a regional fund for investments, which may add up to 50 million euro. So all these funds we hope to be in place in the next few years in Sofia, which can help local growth of local companies, also attract potential companies who want to establish their business in Sofia. So I'm glad that I'm here and able to share some of the things which we are doing. I think and I hope my presentation, also presentations by my colleagues, which you are going to hear a little bit later, will really convince you that Sofia has a very strong case of claiming that we are the digital capital of the new market. So thank you.
Thank you so much. And people say that I'm too positive, that I'm too optimistic. But with people like you and all these speeches we've heard so far, I guess I'm quite realistic.
Yeah, actually I'm a little bit jealous because you're doing your PhD in health, not in Sofia, but in Varna. But I hope your future science work in health can be done here because we have several very good hospitals, we have very dedicated doctors. I'm sure they can help you in all your science work.
I'm sure that the future is so much connected with Sofia. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Thank you so much.